Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to answer the question: is it possible to pay off a 30-year mortgage under 3 years? And spoiler alert, the answer to that question is yes, because I did it last week, right? And so I'll just kind of go over that and go over how I think I was able to do it. And why do you say like how I think I was able to do it? Because there's always a factor of uncertainty. And in fact, I don't even know where most of my money comes from. In fact, I know where it comes from, but I have no clue. It's kind of like YouTube money. Like I know that YouTube gives me $400, $500 a month in ad revenue, but it really just comes from me just speaking my mind with no filter, and somehow that just leads to $400, $500 a month. So it's kind of like, where's the money come from? Just me speaking to Mike. And if I had known that me speaking into Mike would make me a lot of money, I would have just done it like 10, 20 years ago. So, me speaking to Mike would give me thousands of ten thousands of dollars, especially needed when I was broke. And so one of the things I kind of want to talk about is that one of the reasons why I think I was able to pay off this 30-year mortgage so early is because I had this epiphany back when I was broke. I think around 2015, 2016. And I was like, you know what? I cannot be the only person right now feeling the pain that I'm feeling. And number one, I felt like abandoned by everybody that I know. Like, I need your help. So why let me drown, right? I think there's a lot of that going on in society. In fact, there's a lot of, especially nowadays with young people, I see a lot of TikToks of people just complaining about like how do they live? How do they live? Or oh, student loans. I can't believe they're eating me up, and crying and all that. And it's just like, whoa, where'd that happen? And so I know there were a lot of people out there who felt abandoned, but what do we do? Like, what's going on? And so I just had this epiphany that there's such a lack of leadership in this world that if all I do is show a little bit of that leadership and show some compassion and caring, a lot of money is going to come to my front step door, right? A lot of money is going to come into my front step door. And many times I did show this caring and I did show this compassion and and showed leadership. And for a longest time, it didn't really get me anywhere. And then all of a sudden, it got me a lot of money. It was really weird. I was like, wait a minute, what happened, right? And it's kind of like, if you upload 100 YouTube videos and nobody watches, and then on your 101st video, your YouTube video goes viral, you're kind of thinking, like, what's happening? Because for the first 100, you didn't get any views, but in your 101st video, you went viral. Well, guess what? You couldn't have gone viral unless you had the first 100 views or videos that had no views, right? And we don't really think that way. It's just we think that success is linear, but it's not. And so, you know, there's two quotes that I really think of when it comes to paying off debt and making money. Number one is the harder you work, the luckier you get. Like I honestly like work so hard is like I don't have nothing. Like I remember, okay, this is what I remember. One of my cousins, she was like, "Hey, I hear you're in Atlanta. I want to come visit you." I never responded because I was dirt broke and poor, and I didn't want to show where I lived. Like I was like, "What?" And I was like, I'm working so hard, I have nothing to show for it. And then all of a sudden, 3 years, I had my mortgage paid off. Right. Number two, and I think this is really important too, is that you can have everything in life you want if you just help other people, enough other people get what they want. And I feel like there is such a lack of people in today's society who just kind of show warmth, care, and compassion for their fellow human being. And I think if you are just able to show that, that money will just come to your doorstep. It's kind of like one of those law of manifestations. Like I never believed in that when I was younger, and now that I fully believe in it, it's like it totally works almost like home. Like it for me, like I always have this doubt in my mind it doesn't work and I'm delusional. you know? But it does, right? And I don't know how to explain that. But the other thing that's also important is that we don't use this as a way to denigrate others and make them feel bad about themselves, right? So, a lot of people come to this channel and attack me like, velocity banking doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, you're right. You're right. I paid off a mortgage in 3 years. Oh, it doesn't work. Right? I always want to. And the other thing too is I always want to create a positive environment. Someone actually wrote on a comment on this YouTube channel, "Don't laugh so much." It's like, dude, that's all we have. That's all we have. We gotta have a positive environment, good times, and care about others, and that's how we pay off a mortgage under 3 years. Not giving financial advice, but really, like that's how I did it. There's such a lack of leadership in the world that people are still starving for it. That somehow, if you just provide it and care about other people, money will come to your door. Just like me talking, somehow that through YouTube without any sort of video editing, I get an extra $400 $500 a month, and people just keep coming, and this YouTube channel is growing. And if I had another mortgage, which I actually do, maybe I'll be able to pay off earlier because now I got this snowball effect of more income and less debt, and we get to do a velocity banking bulldozer on that debt. 2 year mortgages, right? 2 year mortgages, and you might be thinking like, man, none of what you said made any sense. And I was like, I'll be, I'll agree, you're right. I'll totally agree, you're right. And if I told myself something similar when I was younger, like just care about people and you'll make a lot of money, I'm like, are you delusional? Are you? That's what I was saying to myself. Like, are you delusional? But yeah, so this is just a quick review of being able to pay. Like, can we really pay off a 30-year mortgage under 30 years? And yes, we can. Again, to calculate this, it's 2051 is the 30-year final payment. Subtract 30 to get I think the first payment, right? So that 11/1/2021 was the first mortgage payment date. It's July right now, and so we paid off in 2 years in about 9-10 months, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now I got rich people problems, but we want to make sure that we have rich people problems because we have a lot more tools at our disposal to solve them rather than not having any money, which is really incredibly painful. But hey, if you don't have any money right now, it's going to be a lot of grinding and working hard and then just getting lucky. Like, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I don't even know what else to say. So, the other thing too is that again, we always want to make sure that we're not in the hamster wheel rat race, which is why like I would never tell anybody, "Oh, you have to do this or you shouldn't feel bad about yourself." "Oh, you never paid off a 30-year mortgage under 3 years." Who cares, right? Like, I think we really need to emphasize love, caring, compassion, being able to take care of other people when they can't take care of themselves, right? Like, we really need it, like, kind of like, I don't know if a revival is the right word, but then if I say that, it's like, hey, aren't you a velocity baking cult leader? It's like, ugh, no, I don't really want to. don't even. Oh, wow. So, maybe I'm just being like delirious because it's 12:33 a.m. right now and I'm making another video. But yes, I'm making this video to stroke my ego and show you that it is possible to pay off a 30-year mortgage under 3 years. And to be honest, I would say maybe it took 7 years because back in 2017, when I first learned about velocity banking, I studied it for like 3 years. I was like studying it for 3 years and I couldn't even get a line of credit. Yeah, because banks don't lend money to people who need it, and I needed the money. And the thing that's really weird is that being able to qualify for debt is almost very similar to being able to use tax advice. You ever notice that when you're poor, or maybe it was just me, like all the tax advice in the world wouldn't help me because I wouldn't pay as much taxes as a really rich person, and then now the rich person has this tax problem, and they're the ones who need the accountants. The same thing with like doing velocity banking. It's not like a level 1 strategy, but for some reason people really want it to be, but they don't understand for whatever reason that they can't. They need to make more income, right? Like, don't be ashamed that you'd want more money, but I think of what happens with a lot of us is that we somehow equate um, like negativity with wanting more money, which unfortunately shouldn't be. Now, okay, well, enough of this rambling. So, yes, it is possible to pay off a 30-year mortgage under 3 years. I did it. I'm sure you can do it. And if you do in your 2-1, man, you're an inspiration to me. Like, it was the crazy thing is I never consider anybody being my competition. Like, I want you to inspire me and make me do better. That's really what it is because sometimes I get so sad that no one's helping me level up. It's always about cutting other people down. So Okay, well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Just me rambling on and on and on and on. Yes, velocity banking, great strategy to pay off debt. And if somebody ever comes to my channel to tell me it doesn't work, then I'll be like, yeah, I guess it doesn't work, said the guy. Said the guy who doesn't who didn't pay off a mortgage into 3 years. Wink, wink. All right, well, that's it for today. It's Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Have a great day, everybody.